joined with Amy Thompson from Citi Mortgage Group. We're so excited to look at how this new rate's going to impact our buyers and sellers.
I'm Amy Thompson from Citi Mortgage Group, and if you're in the market for buying a home, it's good to know all your options and where your financial comfort lies.
Amy, thanks for joining me at Starbucks, my favorite hangout.
Thank you for having me.
So yesterday I'm reading an email from you and I'm like, shoot, what is going to happen with this new rate increase? I know we've been, preparing for it all year, and our buyers, we've been coaching them to talk to you, make sure their pre-approval's in place. But I think it sent out more of a panic when I started talking to clients yesterday about it than we actually have in front of us. So let me understand, what does 1.75% BOC, Bank of Canada, mean? What does this increase mean for us?
So some people don't realize that the Bank of Canada rate is actually their prime rate.
Right.
So this being said, prime has now increased from 3.7 to 3.95.
Okay, doesn't sound so painful that way.
No, it doesn't sound so painful, but this affects buying power.
Right.
So people who are looking to purchase with a variable mortgage, some products now qualify at this higher rate, where we've been safe with the benchmark.
Right.
But now this new rate change affects that qualifying power on some variable mortgages.
Okay, now the big question I've been asked regularly, and as agents we get asked this, do I stick with the fixed or do I go with the variable? Because now there's almost a full point spread there, right?
Well, I like to say there's two kinds of people out there.
Okay.
There's someone who can sleep at night knowing that tomorrow their mortgage rate may change.
Right.
And there's
That's
people
me.
and there's people who need to sleep at night knowing their mortgage payment will not change.
Right, right.
There is a premium on a fixed mortgage, but with this rate increasing, you need to know your affordability on how many increases you can afford before it makes sense to secure in a fixed rate.
Well, that's sort of in alignment with the stress test though, right?
Exactly.
So if you're going to do a variable rate, you're already qualifying under a stress test rate.
Yes.
To know where you can max out, right?
Yes.
So that's not too different. So give it to me in plain numbers. I have $400,000 mortgage. What does that mean?
So with this new increase, it's just shy of $13 for every $100,000 in your mortgage, meaning that if you have a $400,000 mortgage, this rate increase has probably upped your monthly payment by about $50.
Okay, so weekly I have to cut out 2 lattes a week.
Exactly.
That could be a challenge. But $13 truly isn't that painful to protect our industry overall.
Exactly.
All right, so best advice though, and we're constantly preaching your name, and congrats on your Reader's Choice. That's so amazing.
Thank you.
You've been wonderful in helping our clients. Get your pre-approval, right?
Get your pre-approval.
And our pre-approval lasts for?
120 days.
Okay.
So those pre-approved before this rate change have locked into their rate for 120 days from that pre-approval date.
Perfect.
But with rates on the rise, and they're continuing to rise, get your pre-approval in now so that we can lock in a rate for you for 120 days so that you know when you're out there looking for the perfect home, you have it in your back pocket.
And I think you always make a good point. Our banks are amazing to work with, but you're a great option for someone just looking for that mortgage piece and looking for another piece of advice that can shop a mortgage rate for them.
Well, and there's so many different products out there. Banks typically fit one perfect product, where there's a lot of business owners, new business owners, people that don't typically fit that perfect box that we have a home for.
Perfect. All right. We will make sure our buyers contact you before they get the financing done on their next purchase.
Thank you.
Thanks, honey. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions on how the new rate increase is going to affect you, please feel free to reach out to us or check us out at teamlogue.ca.